Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some cookies. The recipe is on the back of my whole wheat flour bag. I don't have all the ingredients for the mix-in, so I'm just going to kind of use what I have. I will let you know what the recipe actually calls for and what I'll be substituting, but I thought you might want to come along and make some cookies with me. These are called Oregon Trail cookies. And the recipe is on the Bob's Red Mill whole wheat flour bag. And I wanted to give them a try. They sound really delicious. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, so what you're going to need, I'm just going to list all the ingredients and then show you how to mix it all together. And I got my recipe here on my flour sack to make sure I get the right. So anyways, I have in this bowl, I have 1 1/4 cup of the whole wheat flour already pre-measured out. I have 1/2 cup of rolled oats. These are quick oats. I have 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 cup of salt. Or sorry, not a 1/4 cup. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt in this little container here. And I have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon in this little container. I have 1/4 cup of softened butter in this big mixing bowl here. I have about 2 tablespoons of honey that I've pre-measured out. I have 1/3 cup of peanut butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. It didn't say whether it was packed or not, so I kind of slightly packed it. And this, because my bag of brown sugar ran out, this is a mixture of dark brown sugar and light brown sugar, but I don't think it matters. It didn't say. 1 egg, and the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla, but I have pre-measured out 2 teaspoons of vanilla just because I like the extra vanilla in mine. Then for the mix-ins, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of almonds, 1/3 cup of pumpkin seeds, 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, and 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. So I don't have all of these ingredients. In fact, I have the flax seeds, but I'm not going to put flax seeds in mine. So in place of the 1/2 cup of dried cranberries, I have 1/2 cup of raisins. And again, no flax seeds. And then in place of the pumpkin seeds, I have about 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. And instead of the 1/2 cup of almonds, I have put in, and all this, my mix-ins is in this bowl. I have about 1/2 cup of peanut butter chips and 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and they're kind of under 1/2 cup each of those. But this is all my mix-ins. So I have peanut butter chips, chocolate chips, walnuts, and raisins in this bowl. And they will be added last. And set your oven to 350. So first of all, we're going to take our dry ingredients, our 1/4 cup of flour. We're going to take the flour and we're going to mix in our baking powder, salt, and baking soda, our cinnamon, and the 1/2 cup of oatmeal. We're going to give this a good mix and set it off to the side. All right, now in the big bowl, I have 1/4 cup of softened butter. And I'm going to beat that in with the brown sugar, peanut butter, and honey. I'm going to mix that with my hand mixer right here until it's nice and creamy. All right, now I'm going to add in the egg and the vanilla. I'm gonna scrape the bowl with my spatula and then mix it again a little bit. I've used a wire whip a little bit to mix the dry ingredients a little bit better, just to make sure they're all mixed, because we're going to add this bowl of dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix it together. And the directions say not to mix it too much. So dry ingredients in the bowl. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of milk just to make it a little bit wetter so my mix-ins will stick in there. Never hurts to try. This is a recipe that I'm altering, so I'm going to add a little bit of milk. There's one. All right, that's about 2 tablespoons. I kind of overdid it on the first one, but I'm just gonna mix this milk in. So I added like 2 tablespoons of milk. All right. So now at this point, I'm kind of over mixing it, but it'll still be good. I'm gonna add my mix-ins, the whole bowl. All right. I'm sure I've overmixed this, but they're still gonna be good. They got a lot of goodies in there. So now we're gonna put these on our baking sheet. I've lined with parchment paper and I sprayed it really good with cooking spray. Cookie scoop here. I think this is about 2 tablespoons or maybe a tablespoon and a half. I really don't know. I've never measured. But I'm gonna do about 1.5 of these in my hand. You roll them in a ball, put them on your greased cookie sheet, flatten them out a bit, and bake them for 10 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, maybe just one ball. All right. I'm going to put these in my oven for 10 minutes and then we'll come back and see how they taste. I was doing the taste test and my camera stopped recording. So the good news is I have to do this taste test all over again. Like I was saying, that probably didn't get recorded. These are really, really good. You can taste the peanut butter in them. I like that I added an extra teaspoon of vanilla to these. And if I had the mix-ins that this recipe called for, it would be good with those too, with the cranberries and stuff. But the chocolate chips and the peanut butter chips in here, coconut would even be good in here. And I have coconut and I almost put it in, but I didn't want to put too much in, but these are really, really good. Since I ate my first sample, because I thought I was recording, happens to me all the time. Amateurs, right? Anyway, I'm going to show you how these baked. I can probably take it off the pan now. They bake really good. Here's the bottom. I really hate to do this, that I have to sample another cookie, right? Here's the inside. They still break apart. They're still very warm. Now, I baked these for 11 minutes because after 10 minutes, the indentation of my fingers still stayed in there. So I'm glad I left them in for another minute. And you leave them on the pan for 5 minutes after taking them out of the oven before taking them off the pan to taste them. But these probably made it 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes maybe. Anyway, this recipe is a keeper. And if you don't have the mix-ins, you can definitely change it up and put in what you do have or what you want. If you don't like walnuts, don't put walnuts in. Substitute some chips or something. But a keeper. And I got another batch, probably enough for one more pan full to bake. So I'm going to bake those cookies after I finish the second sample. And yeah, so definitely try this recipe and mix in it whatever you want because it's delicious. It's very delicious, and I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I was able to share it with you guys. I hope you give these a try because they're very good, and I'm sure, positive, you'll like these cookies. Anyway, I'm going to go bake those cookies, finish my sample, and I'll see you back here next time on Survive with What You Know. Have a good day. Bye.